Ever been caught off guard by someone's disrespect? Maybe it's that coworker who interrupts you mid-sentence, or the friend who always makes snide comments. You feel the sting, and then wonder what you should have done differently. This video will change that. Today, I'm sharing 5 powerful Stoic-inspired ways to handle disrespect like a pro, without losing your cool or compromising your dignity. If you're ready to stop letting others define your worth, keep watching, because this might just be the perspective shift you need. 1. Embrace the silent stare. Let's start with something simple but incredibly effective: the silent stare. Now, I get it. You're probably thinking, really? Just staring? What's that going to do? But here's the deal. Silence can be one of the loudest responses in the world. When someone disrespects you, interrupts you, belittles you, or makes a passive-aggressive comment, they're usually fishing for a reaction. They want you to get flustered, to stammer, or even to snap back. Why? Because your reaction gives them control. But when you respond with nothing but a calm, steady stare, you flip the power dynamic. Let me give you an example. A few months ago, I was in a meeting where one guy kept interrupting me. Every time I tried to speak, he'd talk over me, like my input didn't matter. I tried being polite, saying, "Let me finish," but he just bulldozed right over me. Finally, I stopped mid-sentence, leaned back in my chair, crossed my arms, and just stared. No blinking, no smirking, just a calm, unbothered gaze. And guess what? The room got awkward real fast. He stumbled over his words, looked around nervously, and eventually stopped talking altogether. That stare said everything I needed to say. I see what you're doing, and I'm not playing your game. Here's why this works. 1. It disrupts their flow. People who thrive on disrespect are used to controlling the narrative. Your silence forces them to face themselves. 2. It keeps you in control. You're not overreacting or underreacting. You're standing your ground without saying a word. 2. Use silence as your answer. Now let's take silence to the next level, using it as your answer. Here's the thing. When someone disrespects you, our instinct is to respond, to defend ourselves, or to clap back. But what if you didn't? What if, instead of reacting, you just let their words hang in the air? There's a story I love about a CEO who handled criticism this way. During a meeting, one of his team members made a snide remark about his leadership style, clearly trying to provoke him. The room went silent, all eyes on the CEO. And you know what he did? Nothing. He simply looked at the person, smiled, and moved on with the agenda. No explanation, no defense, just silence. And you know what happened? That team member never tried it again. Why? Because silence is powerful. It says, I'm so secure in myself that I don't need to justify or defend who I am. Here's a little challenge for you. The next time someone makes a rude comment, pause. Take a deep breath, then say nothing. Watch how uncomfortable they get. 3. Stop explaining your choices. This one's big. Stop explaining yourself. How many times have you made a decision only to have someone ask, "Why would you do that?" Or, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" And how many times have you felt the need to explain yourself just to appease them? Here's the truth. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your life choices. A few years ago, I decided to quit my corporate job to pursue a passion project. People around me thought I was crazy. But what about stability? They'd ask. At first, I'd launch into these long explanations, talking about my savings plan, my goals, my vision. But no matter what I said, They always had more questions. Then one day, I decided I was done. When someone asked, "Why did you leave your job?" I simply said, "Because it felt right." And you know what? That was the end of the conversation. When you stop explaining yourself, you take back your power. You're saying, "My life isn't up for debate." 4. Keep your distance. Sometimes the best way to handle disrespect is to walk away, or at least keep your distance. I once had a friend who constantly made sarcastic remarks about my life choices. It was subtle, but it chipped away at me over time. Finally, I realized I didn't need that energy in my life, so I started limiting my interactions. I stopped texting first, stopped making plans, and only saw them occasionally. And guess what? My mental health improved. Here's the thing. Keeping your distance doesn't mean you hate someone. It just means you respect yourself enough to protect your peace. 5. Hold your head high. Finally, the most timeless advice: hold your head high. When someone disrespects you, they're often trying to make you feel small. But when you stand tall, shoulders back, head high, you're sending a clear message. I know my worth, and nothing you say can change that. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing your value and refusing to let others define it. So there you have it. 5 powerful ways to handle disrespect like a pro. These aren't just tactics. They're a mindset. They're about reclaiming your power, protecting your peace, and standing tall in your self-worth. Remember, respect starts with you. When you set the tone for how you're treated, others will follow. Now, go out there and show the world the respect you deserve. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more ways to own your life and build unshakable confidence.